This 2017 RDX just came in. As you can see, it was sustained a pretty good hit. Over on the left side, looked like impact was in this direction. As a result, you have, I believe the strut tower has been pushed over a little bit. There's a crease right here where this should be flat. And in this little bracket here, it's also creased. And also over here by the door, this section here have separated from this post. All right, so we're gonna have to take this to the frame shop and see what it can do with pulling this back in place and these sections here on the front end replaced. Maybe all of this is gonna have to be replaced, okay? And this support area here. Radiator is still intact, but it's bent. So for now, I'm gonna stick it back in so I can connect the ATF lines, because right now when you start it up and put it in drive or reverse, it slams into gear. So I'm gonna connect all this stuff back up temporarily, put some water in it. I'm not gonna use coolant because it would be just a waste. I know this radiator is leaking because I can see stain from the antifreeze on it. But we plan on replacing this anyway. All right, I'm just gonna put this in temporarily to check this vehicle out further. Make sure the fan works, fans look in good shape. And before we proceed with the work. Yeah, this light assembly is gonna have to be replaced also. There's 3 airbags deployed. The seat airbag, my understanding is the whole seat will have to be replaced because naturally when that comes out, the seat is ripped. Okay, and then we have the curtain also deployed and the steering wheel. Airbag need to be replaced. I think this fender was in good shape, all except it had been pushed back a little bit. So when you open the door, it came in contact with it. I think somebody just forced the door open and messed up the fender. I believe this is the only part that had to be adjusted forward. But anyway, it's messed up. Take too much work to fix it. It's easier to buy a new one, which we have. And now to remove the fender, you have to remove this screw, which is a 10mm. The headlight one also. So remove these. I have loosened them prior to this video. Take this one out. 1, 2. I don't need to take this all the way out because once I, get the rest loose, I should be able to slide that fender out. And right up in here, I've removed that screw from there. Okay? Then down here, these plastic clips, there's 2 different styles. This one here, there's a pin in there, right? So let's go in here to hold it in. Just take a punch or something small enough and push the pin through. And if you have the correct tool, which will fit underneath like this, look like a flat screwdriver for cut out in it and pry it out, or you can just use the screwdriver on the side and work it out. So that style that I just showed you, there's one here, one here. This style here, slightly different. You just lift the top off a little bit. It'll be closed up like this. Put a screwdriver in there and lift that up. And then that will pop out. Down here, it's a 10mm, and in the back here, another 10mm. So you take those 2 out, then all of this will be ready to remove. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a 10mm. It's a Phillips, because I'll screw that back in. Phillips right here. Okay, and underneath, all the way down underneath here in the back, I don't know if you can see it, but right back here is a 10 millimeter that you have to take out. Once you take all these out, this fender should be ready to come out after we loosen one around the headlight area. When you open the door, it's going to come in contact with the fender. So what I'm going to do to get one more screw that's down about here out, a 10 millimeter, take this little tool that I've had for ages. It was made to pull out oil seals in the engine. Take that, put that right in here. Trying not to mess up the door. Pull that fender out like this. And actually, that screw came, as I was pulling it, the screw came right through this hole. So I have to loosen that screw later on and get it off. Now around front, we have two 10 millimeters right here. This is the headlight bracket, the lower bracket for the headlight. And that screw, 10 millimeter screws on that bracket go right through into the fender. So we take that out. Another one down here, take this out. Okay, and right back here, the whole, this splash guard on is one of those little plastic clips that hold this to the fender. And I believe that should be it. Hope we don't have to remove the headlight. Okay, I loosened this earlier, the top screw here, but I never took it out. The top screw right in here. Okay, so I'm gonna get that out now. So now everything loose, fender pops right off. Now when you do this, before you throw your old fender away, make sure you transfer all these little clips, whatever you have, your screws, these little plastic pieces that pop in here so you can screw into. Take all that off and keep it. I don't throw anything away until the job is done. Also on here is a bracket that's gonna, it's like a stiffener that this is where the bumper cover latch into. This is gonna have to be taken off and put on the new fender. Okay. We're gonna mount everything once, after this job come back from the frame shop, we're gonna mount everything and make sure everything fits right, and then take it all back off again for painting. Okay, in order to put this fender on, even though I took the old fender off with the headlight on, it's much easier taking the headlight out to put the fender on. So right now, since I've loosened this screw and this right here, all I need to do is take this one off and I should be able to move this headlight. Okay. It's still attached right here, down bottom. I'm gonna try and leave that on there. In fact, that's the headlight bracket that's attached down there. And that bracket is broken, but we're gonna try and reuse that bracket. If it's not too much money, we'll probably put a new one on. I mean, it's stiff enough in there that we don't have to change it. Okay, we'll move the headlight assembly out of the way. And now I'll put some tape down here so I don't scratch this door and have to do more work on it. I'm gonna fit this up in here like this. Drop a screw in here, just to hold it in place. No need to screw it all the way down. Now I can tell this bracket, let me put one back here first. hold the back here in place. All right. Then I'm gonna, as you can see, the holes don't line up here for this bracket. So this bracket is bent. All right, and that's easy. These are not heavy metal, they're easy to shape. And I'll put a screw in through that. Okay, need to be straightened a little bit more. Punch a screwdriver. Okay. All right. I'm just putting this on temporarily to check for fit. As you can see, once we tighten everything down, this will line up pretty good. And if you need any adjustments, these little brackets that the fender bolt onto, like I said, they can easily be adjusted by pushing, pulling, lifting. You know, lift like that, push, pull, press down, however you need it to align, to align it with the hood. Okay, so we're gonna set the headlight in and then put a few screws in. 2 screws down here and then the headlight screws. Okay, I'm gonna try and fit this headlight in here and see what we have for alignment. It's going pretty good, but not all the way. Since this vehicle was hit from the left side and pushed slightly over to the right, which caused this fender to be shifted up in that direction, that tells me that this support right here is a little bit too far over to the right. So once we go to the frame shop, this is gonna be pulled over a little. When that side is taken care of, this will also move gradually over. The holes don't quite line up. It's about maybe ½ an inch off. Okay, so once we can do that, we should be pretty good over here. The alignment here isn't perfect. All right, so this is why I'm trying to fit this side first before we go to the frame shop to see what needs to be done. Okay, the corner of the hood is bent a little bit. I'm just gonna use a pair of vice grips. Grip this here and raise it up. Don't go too far back. Okay, that came up pretty good. And get a grinder. Grind this down a little, grinding and a little hammer work. We get this pretty right, and then put some mud on it and smooth it out. Continuing to work on the 2017 Acura RDX. Getting ready to put some color on these bare spots. This door is going to be blended and clear coated, and so will this. And we're painting the front fender also. The hood was repaired, and also here is the front fender up on the horse ready, and the bumper cover. We're also doing This is sanded down, or prime sanded down, and cleaned off with some Preps oil. I'm going to be hitting this fender on this side, blending and clearing part of this door. I dusted this area with a light coat and hit it with 2 heavy coats. I'm going to go over that one more time. This is the area I repaired on the rear quarter, and then I blended it kind of into this door. Same thing done on the hood, on the area I've repaired. This one I've had like a pretty heavy coat, and blended this door. Fender, left front fender, bumper cover, 2 coats. I'm gonna hit it with 1 heavy coat after this, and then the same over here with this fender, and blend it into this door. Here it is, the color and the clear coat is on there, and hood, fenders, door, rear quarter, and the bumper cover, and left front fender. All ready to put on. We shall do this tomorrow. Just hang them on, see how things look before bolting them up. Final stage. We got a little dirt in the paint, so we're gonna have to scuff this baby up and lay the buffer on it. Go through the 4-step process. This is the new taillight assembly for this RDX. When you get your new part, always inspect it, especially if you've never done one of these jobs before to replace something on a car. And in inspecting it, this one you can see there's a hole here and here. And also that's the way the screw will attach it to the rear of the car, and up front is this little slot here. That means this has to slide into a part that's already on the car, and then 2 screws go in here. So we'll walk back there and take the old one off. Okay, here we are. Right here, the screws, the holes I was showing you on the new one is covered up by this plastic cover. So simply take a screwdriver, stick it in here, between here, and pry it gently and down bottom or on the side and pry it gently. I've already done this one. So when you pry it and it pops loose, comes loose pretty easily, take it out of the way, and there are 2 screws down in here. I took one out already, and the second one is right here. Okay, you can use a Phillips screwdriver right there. You can use a Phillips screwdriver or an 8mm wrench. Socket, and that comes right off. Okay, that's loose. And the second one would be down here. All right, took that out already. So once that comes loose, take it out and just wiggle this and slide it out. Of course, you'll be doing this with 2 hands. Comes right out. Okay? Wires are still attached. You can unplug it or just twist these and the bulb comes right out. You can either unplug it right here by pressing this tab right here in, and it pulls right out of the bulb socket, or if you twist the bulb, it pulls right out. Okay? And over here is another connection. Press that tab and pull it out. I'll pull that out because I cannot videotape and show you and how to do it. Just push this tab in right here and it should pull right out. Okay, there you go. Managed to do it with 1 hand. And right down here, usually the harness is attached to the housing. Okay, and it should be either a clip that you can, or something you can slide right out. Let me take it out and I will show you how I did it. Okay, that simply pushes on to a piece of plastic that protrudes out the back of that. If you see that, that pushes right on to here. All you gotta have to do is pull that off and your light is disconnected. Okay, the new assembly came with both bulbs in it. So what I'm gonna do is take this bulb out, and this connector works the same way. I already disconnected the bulb. You have to press that tab right there in and pull this off. And then I'm not gonna connect this because we are gonna take this back off when we are repairing and painting this panel right here. Right? But I am gonna fit it to make sure everything fits all right. You take this new unit, and right over here, that green piece right here, it's what slides in that groove on the back of the light. Slides right into here. So we're gonna do that now. Lay it on here. Again, it's a little difficult with 1 hand. Slide it right in. Nice fit. Put your 2 screws back in here. 1 here, 1 here. And snap the cover in. You snap the cover, it just snaps right in. Bam, and you're done.